We move on. That's funny. But we're going to transition now to a very bizarre twist in a deadly road rage attack happening in Nevada. A new police report revealing the 19-year-old suspect seen here accused in the death of a mother of four was not the one behind the wheel, and that he allegedly told friends he felt someone was, quote, after him. 44-year-old Tammy Meyer, seen here, was shot outside her home after giving her 15-year-old daughter a driving lesson. Now, she died after being taken off life support a few days later. Let's bring in David Schwartz. He's a defense attorney and former prosecutor, as well as Alex Little is here. He's a defense attorney and former prosecutor as well. Guys, listen, we've been reporting on this story for days now, and I can tell you, I'm still confused. It seems to be a lot missing here. Is that the case, David?
Yeah, that's absolutely the case. There are so many missing links to this story, and really it's the victim's family that has not really been forthcoming with what's really going on here. I don't think this is just the case of road rage. This is a case of two families who are in a dispute. There's been something going on here for years, and we don't really know at this point who the aggressor was. But we do know that there's a death here, and it's tragic. Yeah, it is tragic. Alex, how do you see it?
Yeah, I have to agree. I think that if we look at the stories, we know it so far. So much of what we heard in the beginning was wrong. And I think it's like an onion. We're going to keep pulling back layers and finding out more and more. I think the fact that nobody mentioned that Miss Myers originally actually went home, talked to her son, her son got a gun, went back out. I think that's a fact that's really critical in this incident. And, you know, if I'm the defense lawyer for this defendant, I'm absolutely going to focus on that.
Does that bring up the possibility of vigilantism?
Absolutely. I can't imagine why you would go home, get a gun, and go back out looking for somebody after any sort of road rage incident. I'd stay at home and I'd, lock my door.
So, David, as they try to get to the bottom of this, what will be the defense's argument? Well,
certainly you got the credibility of the victim and the victim's family. Obviously, you're walking a tightrope there if you're the attorney, because you do have this tragic death that took place. But you must look at the victim's actions in this case. There was an incident on the road. She went back with her daughter, and then instead of calling the police, she has her son get a gun. So it's very questionable as to who the aggressor is here, and certainly we could see self-defense. And the only thing that links Norwich to the crime at this point is his own statements. We don't have an identifying witness.
Okay, so Alex, David raises some good points. So if you're the prosecutor in this case, how do you lay it out?
Well, I think that the statement that Noosh, the defendant, made in this case is absolutely critical. He talked about one shooting incident happening and then a second shooting incident happening at the home of the Myers family where the actual death occurred. If he felt scared in the beginning when there was apparently some volley of bullets originally, why did he go back and actually chase down now the Meyer family in their front yard and do a shooting there? If I'm the prosecutor, to rebut self-defense, I want to show at that point he's no longer in fear for his life. He's now angry. He's now trying to get retribution at that shooting at that point. When the death actually occurred, when Miss Myers died, there was no longer any need for self-defense.
David, as they try to get to the bottom of this case, how much will it matter in terms of the history of the relationship between the victim and the suspect? Well,
it matters for a multitude of reasons. Number one, it matters because the victim's family is not telling the truth. They didn't talk about this in the very beginning. So that's number one. Number two is you have to see what the relationship is between these parties in order to properly analyze the self-defense. Was Noosh in fear of his life at that time? Who the aggressor was? All this will boil down to, a lot of it is the history between these two parties.
And Alex, I'll give you the final word. If there is an ultimate conviction in this case, what's it likely to be?
Well, it's going to be something in the order of manslaughter, second-degree murder. I doubt they can prove first-degree murder based on these facts, but they might. And again, here we go. Nevada has the stand your ground law, so we're going to get into a discussion about that as this case goes forward, because Noosh didn't need to retreat. And if the Myers family, if the son in particular, did shoot 3 rounds, has been reported, I think Noosh, certainly the defendant's going to say, hey, I had a right to defend myself. I was scared for my life.
Okay, I'll leave it there. Alex Little, David Schwartz, good to see both of you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.